All right, people, what's good? Back with another video, and today I want to talk a little bit about Matt Ryan. I haven't talked about him much, if at all, since I started talking about my Atlanta Falcons, and I want to talk about him. For one, you know, he did a Q&A today, and it was pretty interesting just to listen to him, and I want to talk a little bit about that. Not going to get too much into it, but I just want to talk about Matt Ryan in general, because I think a lot about his work, his body of work, the way he carries himself, and for him to be the quarterback for this long, I hope, and I see it, but I hope that he's appreciated, and he should be much appreciated by most of the fan base. Even the naysayers should appreciate him. I know that, you got people that's going to hate Matt Ryan regardless. It is what it is, but we're definitely going to talk about that in this video. Also, before I get into that, did y'all see the picture of Mike Davis on Twitter? I mean, my God, it just crossed my mind, but I should have had the picture of him. I mean, dude look like he's ready to play with the Avengers or something. I mean, dude looks. I mean, he's like rock solid. It was a crazy picture of him at practice. I mean, he was like in stride running the ball, but dude looked like he's ready to run through like 6 or 7 brick walls. I mean, phenomenal. I did not see that side of Mike Davis. I didn't even know that he looked like that at one point. But if you ever go to Atlanta Falcons Twitter, you can check it out. It's awesome. Anyway, if you guys want any more of this content, just let me know. Hit the like button. And if you want more people to check out what I do over here, share this video. And if you also want to continue to see more of this content, just hit that subscribe button. It helps grow the channel and it helps bring more content to you guys. All right, let's get into this real quick. Matt Ryan has done such a phenomenal job at Atlanta Falcons quarterback. I don't care what anybody says. You want to talk about the little mishaps that he may have or whatever the case may be. Overall, he's done a great job at quarterback, and I appreciate him being here, and I'm thankful that we had a quarterback like Matt Ryan for the past 13 years. Prior to that, we had Joey Harrington, we had Brian Leftwich, we had Michael Vick, which I love Michael Vick, but Michael Vick tells you himself he just was not committed to playing football as much as he should have been. I mean, I think if he did, we would have been probably talking about him, finishing his entire career as an Atlanta Falcon, because if he was more committed to it, the situation that he got in probably would not have happened. But that's another story for another day. Like I said, Matt Ryan has done a phenomenal job. I'm looking at his numbers because, like I said, I don't talk about him enough, and to an extent, I kind of took him for granted for a while because I just know, okay, we have a quarterback, cool, but I'm looking at his numbers. I mean, he put up some pretty good numbers throughout his entire career. I mean, at least since 2011. I mean, he's thrown over 4,000 yards. At one point, he had a streak that he threw over 4,500 yards. And I mean, it was at one point his MVP season. Even he threw for almost 5,000. And the 2 years after that, he threw for almost 5,000 yards. And even in the down season that we had last year, he had 4,500 plus. So, I mean, I'm just looking at this guy's numbers, and I look at his production on the field. I just don't understand how people sit here and talk bad about him, the quarterback. Now, if you want to talk about certain scenarios that happen to cause us to lose games, I get it. And I'm not saying that he's perfect. I think there's times that he did cost us a game or two. I remember the Dolphins game when he threw a pick when we was driving. I get that. But there's another situation where you flip that around. I think he had almost 30. I think he has 38, almost 40 comeback victories in his career. Now, he's been playing for 13 years. You're almost talking about maybe at least 3 to 4, almost 3 to 4 comeback victories a season. That's just an average. I mean, that's pretty phenomenal. But I'm just, like I said, I'm just looking at him as a quarterback and looking at him as the eye test for what I see when he plays. And his production and the way he carries himself is just absolutely phenomenal. We could not ask for a better quarterback throughout this entire time. I mean, obviously, you look at other quarterbacks that was drafted around him the same time. I mean, how many of them are still out there after 2008? I mean, yeah, I mean, everybody can talk about the Tom Brady, but Tom Brady, I mean, he was there since 99, 2000. I mean, he's been around for a long time. So he's not the guy that you necessarily want to compare him to because he's just been around that long. I'm just talking about just from 2008 on. I mean, Flacco's won a ring. Yes, he did, but he fell off. And I think that's one thing. I think a lot of people will basically write Matt Ryan off because he should have had a Super Bowl ring right now. And the fact that, him and Joe Flacco came in at the same time, you're looking at Flacco and look at his career now. I mean, we don't even know if he's going to be playing football again as far as, starting games or whatever. And you look at Matt Ryan still going strong with the new regime and a new focus on the team and a new foundation that they're basically starting for the waning part of his career, where the next 3 to 5 years, he could possibly still be playing at a high level. All we have to do is keep him upright. But the fact that Joe Flacco has that ring, they always try to intertwine Flacco and Matt Ryan together and saying Flacco was the better quarterback, which I absolutely do not agree at this point. I mean, yes, he has a Super Bowl ring, and he did a phenomenal job getting that Super Bowl. Nothing to take away from him. But when you look at the total career, I think Matt Ryan had a better career. But I think, like I said, I know a lot of people that are out here, they will sacrifice that one Super Bowl ring. A lot of fans will sacrifice that one Super Bowl ring for a career like Matt Ryan. So I get it. I think it's kind of odd, but like I said, I get it. At the end of the day, I feel like, Matt Ryan is that dude, and I'm really happy that we had him for our quarterback throughout this decade, or a decade plus, 10 years plus, 13 years now. And my main thing is, hopefully by the end of when it's all said and done by him, hopefully we can get him, well, I ain't gonna say we, but the Falcons could win a Super Bowl with Matt Ryan, before it's all said and done. I think that will be the cherry on top because, before I close, you look at his career, I mean, 65% completion percentage, 55,000 yards, 347 touchdowns. He had 158 interceptions, but his passer rating is a 94.5 as a career. I think that are just phenomenal numbers. And like I said, for him, if he's already have an MVP, if he just get that one ring, I think that really would solidify him, because he should have had one by now. But, I mean, like I said, we know what happened in that game. I mean, if anything, we could have ran the ball, or if Devontae Freeman didn't miss that block, it could have been a totally different story. But they try to pin that on Matt Ryan as well. Go figure. Well, that's all I got to say about this one, man. I hope you guys really got this far. If you did, please hit that like button once again. If you guys don't mind, share this video. Let people know what I'm doing over here. And subscribe to the channel. Shout out everybody in Falcons Nation. The guys over there doing a great job. Everybody who's under the umbrella that are Falcon fans who are rooting for this team. Phenomenal job you guys are doing is keeping this thing going, and we're just going to continue to root for our team. That's what we do over here. I mean, it is what it is, and no matter all the ups and downs, we're going to keep doing what we're doing. By the way, I need to get me some more gear. That Kyle Pitts jersey looks pretty nice. All right, I'm going to get up out of here. You guys be easy. You guys be blessed. All right, y'all. Peace.